Well, certainly plenty to discuss after last night's TV debate. With me is Bob Weiner, a Democratic strategist and former White House spokesperson for President Clinton. And I'm just being reminded of the fact by my director that last night's debate was the highest rated cable news event, not sporting event, that they've ever had. Who won? Well, sorry to come straight out of the gate and ask you, but in your mind, who did? Because the US networks that I saw this morning were remaining pretty circumspect about that.
Well, Trump won the attention, but whether he won the debate by saying he wouldn't support the Republican nominee is an open question. I think he hurt himself, except for a very small segment that he has of the 24%. He may have peaked at 24%. But last night's debate reminded me, Neil, of I was at your Globe Theater last night, actually, also, and I got 2 pens from them when I saw Richard III. One was witty fool or foolish wit, and that to me reminds Trump with his self-absorption. Yeah. And the other is to be or not to be, which is the entire Republican Party, except for Jeb Bush on the immigration issue. Yeah. So those are some things that came out.
But dealing with Donald Trump, ahead of last night's debate, everyone appeared to be taking the strategy, don't engage with him, you know, he will blow up, you know, he'll say something silly. He didn't do that. And frankly, although everyone knows he's a bit policy-light, he wasn't essentially directly challenged on that either.
Well, he still bashed Mexicans in last night's debate. And he actually has a point on Mexican jobs. But I'll tell you what, if he had said it, and I've told my wife this and she agrees too, that if he had said that 80% of the women are raped when they come across the border, and who's doing the raping? It's the Mexican guys who are coming with them. That makes it substantive, and it narrows it to the very people that we're talking about. But not all Mexicans are rapists. You can't win saying that. And he had some other things to say, too. I thought it was very clever when he said that if Iran were a stock, buy Iran because they're going to quadruple in value with $150 billion in sanctions relief. Only Trump's perspective as a successful businessman would allow him to use that soundbite.
What do we make of the performance of the next two of the big three in all of this, Jeb and Scott Walker? I mean, both of them had an awful lot to do last night, and by my reckoning, neither of them achieved it.
Jeb is losing ground. People are recognizing that the energy isn't there, and that he really is just a cuddly face in the mix of the American political drama. And by the way, when he says, I'm not my dad, I mean, well, we know that, and he respects his dad. Well, that's great, except his dad brought us the Iraq War and the economic crash. So I don't think Jeb is coming across very well. Walker is possibly either going to win or vice presidential fodder, but you have to remember that he destroyed American labor in Wisconsin, and he killed the unions, and people are not going to forget that.
One imagines that the next time we get to a TV debate, there'll be even more. This was only on network. It wasn't on network. It was carried on cable instead.
Right.
Plenty more to discuss next time. We're going to have to leave it there, I'm afraid. But thanks very much for coming in, and look forward to the next time we chat about this.
Very much a pleasure. Thank you so much.